Hi there, I'm Teresa LaBarbera, and you are watching Connecticut Style. Coming up, it is wedding week, and as every bride knows, one of the most important decisions she'll make is what she'll be wearing on her big day. Today, we'll learn about some of the latest trends and see fashions from Michelle, a bridal boutique at the Shops at Water's Edge. And this Wednesday, Newsday and the New Haven Independent are gearing up for a live forum in the wake of the Newtown tragedy. Keith Kuntz and Paul Bass are here to tell you what you can expect, and we are gearing up for the big game. I'm here with Dr. Ellen Bass and Sophia Khan, the co-authors of Students Go Gourmet. Hi, ladies. Thanks for being here.
Morning. Thanks for having us.
So what's on the menu here today?
We've got New Orleans, a whole New Orleans spread, and we'll tell you about each one of them. We've got a white bean and garlic dip, smoked salmon wasabi bites, po' boy sliders, and chili con queso.
Can't wait to start getting started and make these. They sound fabulous. All right, ladies, look right into camera 2. Tell everyone at home what they need to do.
Sit back and relax.
You're having lunch with style.
If these legs could talk, they'd say, you're not just a mother, you're an airplane, a space shuttle, a vehicle of her limitless imagination. But like any good vehicle, everything needs to run smoothly, especially your legs.
Varicose and spider veins can be uncomfortable and get between you and those you love. Plus, they get worse if untreated. So call Vein Clinics of America or visit veinclinics.com.
Listen to your legs. There's a lot riding on them.
Dad, I notice when you stay with us, you never record any of your TV shows.
Well, honey, he doesn't want to be a recorder hoarder.
Rita.
Did you just rhyme, Mom?
He doesn't want to take up all the space on your taper thingy.
Rita, it's fine.
Dad, look, it's not a problem. The Cox Whole Home DVR has up to 6 times more program storage than a standard DVR.
With the Cox Whole Home DVR, get up to 6 times the program storage of a standard DVR, starting at just $39.99 a month.
6 times?
He's impressed. You've impressed your father.
With the Cox Whole Home DVR, you get up to 6 times the program storage, starting at just $39.99 a month. Plus, call now and get free pro installation for a limited time.
6 times the storage, 6 times the love.
Get Cox Advanced TV Plus with Whole Home DVR with up to 6 times the program storage, starting at just $39.99 a month. Switch to Cox today.
When it comes to planning a wedding, most brides will say that finding the perfect white gown can be challenging, but still very exciting. With so many designers and styles to choose from, where do you start? Lisa Tagg is the manager of Michelle, a bridal boutique at the Shops at Water's Edge, and she's here with some answers. Thanks for being here, Lisa.
Thank you for having me.
First off, tell us a little bit about the boutique.
Well, we are conveniently located at the beautiful Shops at Water's Edge in Westport, Connecticut, right on the Connecticut shore.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about when a bride should come in and visit.
Good question. I think it's good to start once you get engaged, but I think a year is probably a good marker, because you need to have 6 months for the dress to come in, and then alterations can run about 6 to 8 weeks.
So get started.
Get started.
Okay, so you have some examples here. Tell us what we're looking at in the mannequins. We'll start with the lace overlay.
We're seeing we're seeing a response to Princess Catherine's wedding. A little bit more modesty, a little bit more coverage. Lots of skin is still showing through the cut work, you can see, but we're seeing everything from a little cap sleeve to a full-on long sleeve. All the detail is in the beadwork, the cut work, the lace work. Still very feminine, very alluring, a little bit more modest.
And I'm also learning, because I'm going through the process, you could buy them separately.
You can. You can have that piece removable after the ceremony.
Sounds fun to me. All right, and this one is kind of incorporating some color.
Color. We're seeing so much color on the runway this year.
It's very pretty. It's kind of unique.
It's very unique. I think this dress would translate beautifully from spring, summer, and into fall, especially here in Connecticut. It would be absolutely beautiful.
So if you are planning a winter wedding, should you look for a certain type of material? Does it differ through the seasons?
It can differ through the seasons, but I always say be comfortable. You're in that dress for 8 to 10 hours.
And that's it.
That's it.
Right?
So make sure you really love the dress and you're comfortable for the duration of the day.
And you have just about any type of dress in your boutique?
Everything from very light chiffon that would be perfect for a hot summer day in August, all the way to the first dress showcases a satin dress, a little bit heavier, might be more formal fitting for a fall or winter wedding.
So what is the best bet when a bride decides they want to start looking at dresses? They have to make an appointment.
You have to make an appointment. And I always say, let's start out with a dress that you would normally reach for in a store, that would, a silhouette that would you'd be drawn to.
Sure, sure. And that's typically where you start.
That's typically where you start, and then I always say, let's try 3 or 4 of those, and let's throw in a surprise. And you'd be very amazed about how usually that's the dress they go with.
No kidding.
Something a little out of the box.
Interesting. All right, well, we have a model here today. Let's bring her out. And you're going to tell us exactly what we're looking at. Oh, how pretty.
Well, we're so happy to have Marissa here. Actually, Marissa's my coworker at Michelle. Marissa's wearing a typical, classic, elegant lace dress. Nothing says more bridal than lace. This is a dress by La Sposa. It's called Moulet. But the sweetheart neckline, the body that just fits your silhouette is just so elegant. I think it's a very classic, lovely look for Marissa.
And let's talk a little bit about her veil. I know that they come in different lengths.
Different lengths. We're seeing lots of veils this season, as short little bird cages all the way to long mantillas, anything that fits the dress and the bride.
Okay, and what are some of the other trends? The sweetheart top?
Sweetheart neckline, very flattering for a fuller bust girl as well as a smaller busted girl. This is a beautiful body shape that just graces your body, very easy to wear throughout a long day.
Okay, now you're going to let us know about way we can kind of spice up the dress from ceremony to reception.
We can. Well, we'd like to thank also Market Flowers for designing our beautiful bouquet.
They are lovely.
Lovely. And as you can see, the blush color is something that we're seeing a lot coming down the runway too. So this is a big, important color story for the season. So as Marissa changes from ceremony to reception, she's now the missus. She's said her vows. And it's now time to become the hostess to a fabulous party.
Okay.
So a few quick, simple changes. We're going to just gently remove Marissa's veil. And as you can see, Marissa has a few lovely hair pieces in her hair.
They are. They're stunning.
So it adorns your hair. The lights go down. It's time to dance. A little bit of sparkle and interest in your hair. I think it can be so beautiful.
Great.
Marissa's wearing some jewelry. She's already wearing that for her ceremony. But what we're going to do for the reception portion of the day is we're actually going to put a little interest at her waist.
Okay.
I'm adding a silk satin ribbon. And of course, this could be any color. This could be the color of your bridesmaid's dress. This could be a soft latte or a darker cream. I'm going to give it a soft, simple bow. And with a few quick, simple changes, and her bustle would go up as well, so the dress turns into an evening gown. As you can see, Marissa's ready for the evening.
She is. She's ready to dance. That's great. Oh, what a great idea that is. And those are really popular, the belts. I've been seeing a lot of them.
Yes, everything from a beaded belt to just a simple satin sash, but I think it's a good way to interject your personality. And sometimes we see girls actually incorporate an heirloom piece or a family piece.
Oh, that makes sense,
So it's
too.
a good way to acknowledge maybe a family member that's no longer with you.
So let me ask you, going from ceremony to reception, people are getting 2 dresses. Are you seeing that?
I am seeing that, but I think now during the economy, we're seeing a little bit more of this. How can I get a little bit more mileage out of my beautiful dress?
Since you're only going to wear it that one day,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
That sounds terrific. All right, and tell us a little bit more about the boutique. Do you have bridesmaids dresses, or it's strictly brides?
No, we carry bridesmaids dresses, a full line, as well as mothers of the brides.
Okay.
We
Let's sit back down with me.
Okay. We actually have a lovely room in the back where we are able to sell sample dresses, which for the girl on the budget, maybe just graduating from college, our dresses there start from $400 and go up to about $1,000. So a good way for a girl to stay on budget.
Yes, let's talk about the Veil Trunk Show that's coming up.
Yes.
Tell us the details. Well, maybe explain what a trunk show is.
A trunk show is when a designer, and our designer for our veils is Veil Trends. They're out of Colorado, so everything is made in the United States. They will send special pieces that we might not see, that may be just newly designed. They would send us several samples, and girls can come in and actually try on their dress, and we help them choose the veil of their choice that would complement their dress and their day just right.
And that's happening February 22nd and 23rd. Is that
Correct.
something you need to make an appointment for?
Please make an appointment so we can accommodate you.
All right, sounds good. Now I want to ask you, I know there's planning a big party like this. Sometimes things might go wrong. I know
Yes.
that you had some weddings during Hurricane Sandy.
I did, as well as many other boutiques, I'm sure, across the state. And you know, many people were without power. We actually had a bride who was without power, as well
This
as
is the day of the wedding, right?
the day of the wedding, as well as the venue. So you're all on pins and needles waiting to hear, is the wedding party still going to go on?
Right.
So the lights went on right before she was about
I
to
just
walk
got
down the aisle.
goosebumps.
It's true. And right before the wedding, she decided she wanted to put some beautiful buttons down the back of her dress. And of course, we were wanting to accommodate her. So I am also the seamstress at Michelle.
You are.
I sewed on the buttons in candlelight, and she
Wow.
looked beautiful.
It really came together then, right?
It did come together. So there's always a good story at every wedding.
Sounds great. All right, well, let's put some information up on the screen. You can check out Michelle Bridal Boutique for yourself. It's located at the shops at Water's Edge in Westbrook. Go to michellebride.com.
Correct.
Very good. This
Thank
was
you.
fun, ladies. Thanks so
Thank
much
you
for
so
being
much.
here.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next, we are getting ready for the big game with some crowd-pleasing Cajun-inspired dishes when style returns. Don't go anywhere.
Save big during Empire Today's 70% off sale. Call or go to EmpireToday.com to schedule a free in-home appointment. Get beautiful styles and colors 70% off. Carpet for every room in your home 70% off. Empire makes it easy. You shop at home and get professional installation when you want, even next day. Don't miss Empire's 70% off sale. Schedule now. Go to EmpireToday.com or call
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
After your car wreck, you deserve to know what's going on with your case. Imagine getting instant access to your file, day or night.
I'm Carter Mario. We give our clients exclusive 24/7 online access to their case file. Just click to see up-to-the-minute details from your computer or smartphone. A law firm that's always there for you. Imagine that.
Get Carter. 1-800-900-6700.
You feeling boxed in by depression symptoms such as persistent sadness, loss of energy, or problems sleeping? If so, please call about participating in a clinical research study for those with depression. There is no cost to participate in this depression clinical research study, and compensation for time and travel is available to those who qualify. To learn more about this depression clinical research study, call toll-free 1-866-390-7373 or visit mydepressionstudy.com. 1-866-390-7373.
So whether you're a die-hard fan or just love a good party, the big game is a great excuse to get together for fun and football. And because the game's happening in New Orleans, we thought some Cajun-inspired recipes were in order. Joining me now are cooking enthusiasts Dr. Ellen Bass and Sophia Khan. They're also the co-authors of Students Go Gourmet Cookbook. Ladies, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having
It's
us.
great to be here.
Before we start cooking, tell me a little bit about the idea behind the cookbook.
Well, Auntie's always been the inspirational gourmet cook in the family, and during senior year of college, I was cooking a lot with friends, but I was finding all the recipes were so high maintenance, they had a million ingredients, you didn't have them in your pantry readily, so I said, there's got to be another way. And I called Auntie up and I said, Auntie, let's write a cookbook for students that's gourmet, so it has their budgets, their time constraints in mind, and everything's really simple and easy, and 2 of the recipes here today are from the cookbook.
What a great idea for someone going off to college.
Or
like
grad
that.
school.
Even
Grad students are bored and busy too, you know?
All right, so let's get started. What are we going to make first?
So first we have our New Orleans spicy white bean and garlic dip. And actually, we are donating a portion of proceeds to New Orleans charities. So there's a New Orleans themed recipe in each chapter, and this one is from our Late Night Bites chapter. And it's got white beans in it.
Okay.
And beans are great for vegetarians. They're high in protein, they're high in fiber. So if you're not getting the protein from meat, it's great to do this. You can make this in your dorm room. Look at how great this tiny little guy is. And we've got some garlic paste. It's one of our favorite ingredients. We reuse it in a ton of recipes. It's a lot easier than chopping up garlic. It comes in a tube. You can find it at most grocery stores.
Oh, I've never worked with it.
Normally we use cayenne pepper, but this is a little bit of Cajun Creole seasoning for New Orleans.
Fitting.
Cayenne also works, but we thought it would be fun to do this today.
I'd use a little less of the cayenne, though.
Okay. Yeah, you can use a quarter teaspoon or,
potent.
it gives a kick.
Got it.
Yeah. And there's some salt already in the Cajun seasoning. If there isn't, you can add a tiny pinch of salt, and this is just some olive oil. So it's really low fat.
It seems
and
fairly healthy, right?
It is.
Healthy,
it's so
yes.
light, and you can pair it with some delicious corn chips. And Auntie's just going to do this because she loves doing the
blending
zhuzh part. Yeah.
So we just give it a zhuzh. I won't do the whole thing, but until it's blended, and then it
so
looks
easy.
like this.
And it's
only
all
takes about
set.
a minute, and absolutely delicious. And you can serve it with any kind of chip that you want, but we thought it would be fun to do some. You could do it with pita chips. Fun to do with some blue chips
Looks
that
good.
are whole
Great
grain.
little appetizer.
And this is another easy appetizer. It's from our finger food section, which is all appetizers. You've got little pumpernickel slices and then some smoked salmon. Smoked salmon is great. It's brain healthy and heart healthy, which Auntie taught me, Dr. Bass. And because of the omega-3.
Okay.
So it's a good fat to have. It's really healthy for you. And you can use low-fat sour cream if you want, or regular sour cream. It's just a dollop with some lemon juice.
Oh, okay.
And capers, and for a little extra heat, some wasabi.
Ooh, I like that.
And you just put it right on top.
And I love the serving tray. Adorable.
Yes.
It's really cute.
She's a genius with this stuff.
Yeah,
any party. She's just...
Yeah, I definitely recommend, depending on what kind of party you're having, to go out to a party supply store and get something fun.
Yeah, they're
And you
fairly
can use
inexpensive,
them.
right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And definitely conversation pieces.
Yes. All right.
So we love, for our foods, we love to put put superfoods in everything, and we love to have secret ingredients.
Okay.
And we have another superfood. So we've already had a couple superfoods, our beans and our salmon, and now we've got oysters, which are an amazing superfood. So these are actually, we have oysters po' boy sandwiches that are on a big hoagie in our cookbook. But this I made sliders, because usually with something like going to a party that's for a game.
Bite-sized stuff, right?
Yeah, bite-sized things. People are walking around and wandering around. So we've got the oysters here, which are just fried in oil, very high heat, very quickly. So you really don't have as much
extra fat.
Exactly. And oysters are also high in omega-3s, and they're high in protein. And one of the things that they're, I think, most known for probably is the fact that they're loaded with zinc.
Yes.
I thought they were an aphrodisiac.
Ladies, that is exactly what makes it. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's great for male health.
Got it.
Great for Valentine's Day or the big game day.
And this is such a Cajun tradition, the po' boys, especially fried oysters.
Absolutely. And if you want a lighter version, we have an oyster right on top of a little piece of endive
here. If you're watching Cars.
So if somebody wants, exactly. And this actually is a new dish that we just made up, we just created. And actually for this particular segment here.
Sure, it looks great.
We've got, it's a New Orleans chile con queso.
Okay.
So
how'd you make it New Orleans style?
Well, New Orleans style, we've got some Cajun spices in there.
Ah, okay.
And we've got some refried beans. We've got ground beef. And then we use a nice melting cheese. You can either make a Mornay sauce and put it in there, or you can use a melting cheese like Velveeta. And we also have a couple more superfoods. We've got cinnamon and cumin spices that we love to use. Yes.
Oh,
I always put cinnamon when I use ground beef. Fabulous. And these are both also fantastically full of antioxidants and very healthy for you.
All right, you guys.
And this will be a crowd favorite.
It certainly
Promise.
will be. You guys talk about stocking the pantry with foods that you could easily use. What are some of the items we should have on hand?
So unexpectedly, fig spread. It's sort of like it's like a fig jam preserve kind of thing. We use it in probably 5, 6, 7 of our recipes. We have a fig and gorgonzola bites recipe. So you literally take baguette slices, toast them, put some fig jam over them, and then a little bit of gorgonzola with some butter, and you throw it in the oven. And it's this amazing savory sweet combination. We use it in pizza.
Great.
We use it in pasta.
I would never thought of that.
Yeah,
a little sweetness to it, right?
Yes.
And I know you mentioned that some of the proceeds were going to New Orleans charities.
Yes.
That's with the cookbook?
Yes, so there are 2 charities in New Orleans, Reconcile and Desire Street Ministries.
Yes.
Great. Where can we find your book?
Amazon.com.
Amazon,
Oh, just about anywhere, huh?
Barnes & Noble down the street.
Yes.
Very good. What's in the works for you two? A sequel,
Vegetarian book.
Vegetarian's next. We're already working on it. Yes.
And we have some experimental blogs where we post some recipes. We have a YouTube channel where we just have fun in the kitchen together.
I love that.
And the book comes with an instructional DVD. So for some of the more difficult things like poaching an egg, or for our New Orleans Eggs Benedict.
Step-by-step instructions.
Exactly.
Huh? All right, ladies, we're going to try this at the end of the show. All the recipes are at WTNH.com. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
All right, coming up next, we'll give you a preview to the News 8 and New Haven Independence live forum after the Sandy Hook tragedy. A search for answers. That's when Connecticut Style returns. Don't go anywhere.
Following the tragedy at Sandy Hook, how can we prevent such a thing from ever happening again? We're having a town meeting to discuss. We'll ask the tough questions. We'll make sure your voice is heard. After Sandy Hook, Wednesday at 4 on News 8. Who's got your back in the morning? News 8.
This is a special message from AT&T.
It's no secret that the price of things just keeps going up.
But we have some good news. It's our bundle price promise.
A price you can definitely count on for 2 whole years. From AT&T. Call to get UVerse TV starting at just $19 a month with our triple play bundle. Get the same great price for 2 years. Plus now 2 times the internet speed than before.
Switch today and get a total home DVR included for life.
You get reliable high-speed internet on our advanced digital network. Choose from speeds up to 24 megs.
And with UVerse TV, you can record 4 shows at once on your total home DVR and play them back in any room.
So call now. UVerse TV starts at $19 a month with our triple play bundle with the same great price for 2 years. Plus, now get 2 times the internet speed than before. It's a triple play bundle that's hard to beat. Same great price, 2 whole years. Price promise.
That has a nice ring to it.
Only from AT&T.
This Wednesday, News 8 and the New Haven Independent are partnering together to present After Sandy Hook, In Search of Answers, a live forum taking on the tough topics in the aftermath of the tragedy in Newtown. News 8's Keith Kuntz and editor of the New Haven Independent, Paul Bass, are here today to give us a preview of what exactly we can expect. Gentlemen, thanks for being here.
Teresa, great being with you.
Paul, right off the bat, tell me about the panel. Who's making it up?
Teresa, the panel is going to be Connecticut.
Okay.
We're going to have high school students from Newtown, from New Haven, from Guilford, from Orange. We're going to have a police chief. We're going to have a mother who lost her son to street violence. We're going to have a state social worker. We're going to have the man who in Newington had that horrible shooting at the lottery. He was the police chief then. He's now the head of school security trying to keep kids safe. This is going to be a chance, Teresa, for Connecticut to, instead of yelling at each other, as we're seeing in Hartford for the last few days, people from different points of view to sit together and try to figure out where do we go next.
And Keith, why do you think a forum like this is so important?
Well, obviously, with the tragedy that we saw right here in Connecticut 6 weeks ago, it has made the issue of guns, gun violence, a front burner issue, school safety, obviously an issue everybody's talking about now. So this is an opportunity to bring a lot of different people together to approach a very complicated problem and hopefully bring some answers to the table.
Do you think we'll start seeing action? There's a lot of talking, a lot of planning.
Well, obviously, on a state level, as Paul mentioned, on a federal level, we're seeing a lot of talk, task force, people coming up with different ideas to try to reduce some of this violence. And hopefully this will add to that discussion and potentially bring some new potential answers to the table.
You know, Teresa, I think we're in one of these moments now because of the horror of Newtown, where all sorts of people kind of said, we want action, we want to do something. It is going to happen, but what's going to happen? And you might lose it by looking at the news events and the protests, but in fact, most people in Connecticut, whether you're left or right, wealthy or poor, live in a city or suburb, they know this is complicated. They know that we really have to talk about it reasonably and together.
And this gives people at home an opportunity to take part. Tell us about the online features here.
Right, so while this forum is taking place and while you're watching it at home, you can log on to WTNH.com or The Independent, and there'll be a panel of journalists from all over the state right there in the room, as well as the mayor of New Haven, live blogging. They're going to be saying, here's what's happening now, here's what we think. And at home, you can go right into that discussion and say, hey, Mayor DeStefano, or hey, reporter from the New Haven Register, Independent News Junkie, what do you think about this? And here's how I feel about it. What do you think should happen next?
And also, Teresa, this is a format that we have done before and done before very successfully online at WTNH.com and the NewHavenIndependent.com. This is very significant because News 8 is making a big commitment to this. We're taking Judge Judy off the air on Wednesday. Sorry to all the Judge Judy fans out there, but this is a very important topic, and we're going to be going live from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock on Wednesday afternoon.
All right, let's put the information up on the screen. You could watch the forum live on WTNH, as Keith just mentioned, 4 o'clock Wednesday, January 30th. It'll also be online. What's the website people can log on to?
www.newhavenindependent.org.
All right, in addition to WTNH.com.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you both for being here and being involved.
Teresa, pleasure.
All right, stay with us. More Connecticut Style after the break. We'll be right back.
Funerals are a very difficult thing for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the decisions, the details, and the high cost of arranging a funeral. That's why Funeral Advantage was formed, to help protect your family in time of need. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 cash immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It was so easy. There were no long, complicated forms to fill out, and no physical exam or doctor visit was required.
Funeral expenses are rising steadily and can easily cost $9,000 or more. But the most government benefits will pay your family is only $255, leaving your loved ones the financial burden to pay the rest.
What a relief knowing that my benefits will never be canceled and my rate is locked in for life.
If you're between 40 and 85, get the facts today that could help keep your family financially protected. Call the toll-free number to get your free information guide. Funeral Advantage is something we'll all need. There's no risk or obligation. Don't put it off. Call now.
To get your free information guide, call 1-800-576-5444. You have absolutely no risk or obligation. That's 1-800-576-5444. 1-800-576-5444. Don't wait. Call now.
So people typically see their dentist every 6 months, but what about animals? Check out this story about a profession that might surprise you.
Not many dentists make house calls, but Julian Ocampo isn't your average dentist.
All right, Rezzy, time for the dentist.
He's a horse dentist. That's right. He's in the fast-growing profession of equine dentistry.
A while ago, I think it was more of a novelty. You know, you would do it for expensive horses and things, but I think people are starting to realize that you need to do it with every horse.
We got sharp edges growing over the sides on the top molars. That is what's causing pressure on the jaw.
Okay. And the comparisons between human and horse dentistry are abundant, starting from the rinse and spit.
There's going to be grass and grain inside the mouth.
Julian has been a horse dentist for 7 years, and he says technology has helped horses get much-needed dental care. Using a specialized spreader and a headstand, the dentist can access the teeth easily.
This is a grinder. That is a rotatory disc, and the blade is made of a diamond tip.
And while it looks and sounds painful, it is not. It can cost anywhere between $100 to $200 per horse to visit the equine dentist, but horse owners say it's worth every penny.
Absolutely. We see it 100-fold come back. The training's easier. They process their food better, and they waste a lot less, and they just seem much happier.
Just like humans, most horses only need a visit every 6 months to a year, but the job doesn't come without some biting criticism from the patient.
Have you chomped down with your hands up in their mouth? Only once. They bit me pretty hard, but it's part of the job.
I hope everyone's enjoying their lunch after that. We're back here in the kitchen with all of our guests, and how did you finish off these treats? Pretty easy, right? They're just, you bring them out and serve them.
Oh yeah, this one probably takes you a minute to make. This one maybe 3 minutes. These are a little bit longer, but you know, it depends on how far in advance you want to prepare.
Sounds good. Now, Alyssa, tell us about the Michelle Boutique at Water's Edge.
We are conveniently located on the shoreline in Connecticut. The shop's at Water's Edge, and you can visit us at michellebride.com.
Okay, and Paul, tell us about the forum one more time.
4 o'clock, Wednesday, WTNH, after Newtown, The Search for Answers.
All right, it's also going to be on WTNH.com online. And ladies, where can we find your book?
You can find it on our website, studentsgogourmet.com, same as the title of our book.
Very good. All right, well, everyone dig into these super treats here. A lot of fun for the big game. And give everyone at home a big wave. Thank you for watching. Make it a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.